hello. Welcome into Pick Central Barstool's Daily Gambling Show. I am Brandon Walker. My hair looks like shit today. Okay, wow. Not a good look for me. Okay, so what the fuck is going on? Welcome, everybody. Good to see everybody. Hi, Marty. Hi, Big Ev.
How we doing?
Hello, Brandon.
How we doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Hi, Rico.
What's up?
Ben?
Hello, Brandon.
You went to Army Navy this weekend and the Saints Jets in MetLife?
Yeah, I lived in MetLife this weekend. It was fun.
Well, we can talk about that a little bit later. I guess the big event over the weekend, rough and rowdy, huh?
Unreal.
It was great. I mean, the entire environment, the Jerry's walkout song was amazing. Well, not just Jerry and Nadeau, the whole fight, the card was great.
Yeah, well, I thought you had two major developments. We found Irish Dave Portnoy, and we found the Big Bad Booty Daddy, who's going to be fighting Bobby Lang next.
So Big Bad Booty Daddy, so I didn't. He looks the most normal at a West Virginia place,
But
like,
he also looks he looks like he can fight.
So yeah,
No way, he's from West Virginia, right?
No,
he's not.
he's not.
I was gonna say.
But we did the weigh-ins, and I saw him come like, oh, this guy's normal.
Yeah.
First thing he said, like, your wife's gonna smell my dick later, and I was like, holy shit, we got a guy who really wants to fight, and what he did, he's smart. He knows what he's doing. He's calling people out. He's calling out Bobby Lang. He knocked the fuck out of that guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, his post game saying like Business Insider and all that shit.
Right.
He knows what he's doing, but he's yoked, and I think that'd be a great fight.
Hey, Rico,
What's up?
how do you think Friday night went for you?
Fine. It's over.
I thought it went good. I thought it was good.
I'd like to welcome you to the Push the Guy on Camera Club. It's two of us now.
It's a good club.
It is a good club. It is a good club.
At least yours wasn't in a milking fucking
Yeah,
suit.
you weren't wearing a milkman suit.
Exactly.
It was a good show, though, no? Did you guys enjoy
I
it?
thought it was a great show.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I got to give a shout out to our All Business Pete and our team, too, because that had to be a nightmare when that truck went down, and they got it back as quick as they could. I mean, that's just one of those, like, situations nobody ever wants to be in.
Yeah, Marty tripped over a plug backstage.
But, I mean, props to them. I mean, that had to be a little bit panicky.
Oh, yeah, it was a good show. I think it was one of our
Also,
better
The
cards.
female fight was really good.
I'll just
She's
say
going nuts right now. You hear about that?
Oh, Cherry Bomb? Or
Yeah.
the other one?
The other Hot
Wheels.
Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Cherry Bomb's husband is on the West Virginia Commission.
Hot Wheels is right. She won that fight.
She won that fight.
Apparently, not even he's on the commission. He's like the commissioner.
Yeah, he's like the top guy.
He's
So,
like the West Virginia boxing commissioner.
Yeah, look at her. She's Seton Hall, baby. Attaboy, Frank.
All right, Frank's just at the
All right,
just
Frank.
pointing a Seton Hall hat.
Best
Big
team in New
couple
Jersey.
big wins this week.
Yeah.
Best team in New
Also,
Jersey.
Crazy Bird's wife wants to kill me.
That was, Marty,
Fiance.
I saw him again, and she was just staring me down. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, you did.
Crazy Bird's 23.
You did.
how old is his fiance? Do we know how old his fiance is?
No, I did not ask because I
How
was.
old?
Is Crazy Bird the one that's going to get his teeth fixed?
No, that's
No,
Trailer
that's
Park.
Trailer Park.
Trailer Park.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Crazy Bird's the one I asked if he did meth, and after that was his mom, and it was his fiance. But he's 23, if that says anything.
Says how old he is. I just want to give credit to both Jersey Jerry and Jeff Nadeau. You know, that's getting in there and getting on that stage and everybody watching you have to do that is, credit to both of them for getting in there because
Yeah,
it's not a small thing.
That's always something that is a huge thing when you get in there. I was talking to Jerry. So many people have thoughts for you and things to say. They've never gotten in the ring, and it's a crazy thing to get in that ring. I've gotten in it. Your training goes out. Like, everyone's like, oh, the fight sucked or whatever. It's like, no, it doesn't matter how it went. It's hard to get in there.
Yeah.
3 minutes is a long-ass time. I don't care what anyone says.
I literally can't even imagine.
Oh, yeah,
I give
the
credit
adrenaline,
to both Jeff and Jerry. Rico, you agree?
No, probably just Jerry. Jerry won. Winners only.
Are your ankles okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I thought you might have sprained one when you ran from Jeff Nadeau after you pushed him.
So I knew you're gonna do the thing where you demoralize people. It's
What people?
demoralize or whatever you're gonna do. You're gonna do these smarmy comments. I knew it was gonna happen.
I'm going to. Yes, I am
Go
going
ahead.
to.
Go
I am
ahead.
going to
Go
do
ahead.
that.
Got it.
Well, you
All right.
you showed up to a place where your mortal enemy
Right.
was fighting somebody else, and
Right.
you played from the hall.
Got it.
He was.
I wasn't
his
set
defense,
up.
He was.
You knew you were siding with Caleb on that one.
Defense. He was.
I don't
set
know.
up.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you didn't, right? So get the whole story.
I did, Caleb.
Okay, did I want to go? No, I didn't want to go.
Well, you went.
Right, I went.
I
So what's the story?
In the
What's
same
the
room,
story? What's the story?
Something's gonna happen. So that's what happened.
I pretty much
tried to avoid it as much as possible.
my-
Now it's
all
over.
right, all right, okay.
Let me
it's
tell.
over.
Let me tell.
We're
a
gonna
story.
move on right after
Right,
this.
got
Right?
it.
Let me
Got
tell
it.
the story fast.
I'm the fucking bad guy though.
It was my.
Nobody said you were a bad guy.
He's shaking. He's gonna freak out.
I
again.
know it's we're close. I'm easing on right now.
I'm gonna tell the story
I'm the
fast.
fucking bad
I
guy.
asked Rico. It was my idea to do the casket. It was my idea to have him there. It was supposed to be a surprise. So Rico walked in the hotel, and some random guy that Nadeau invited to the fight from he's a stoolie or whatever, or
Yeah.
a fan, saw Rico and told Nadeau, and that's how it all blew up that
Okay.
Rico was there.
All right.
But I told Rico to come, and also Caleb asked Rico to do an interview and didn't know Nadeau was out there.
Okay. All right. So you weren't in the hall to push Nadeau. You were
And
in the hall to
everyone
do an interview.
Online saying that
For real?
it was WWE, like we set that up. Bro, you think with that small...
Dude, if it was
I was
WWE,
trying-
it would
I
have
was
been set up
trying
a
to
lot better
defend
than
enemy
that.
lines on
Yeah,
that
it would have
one.
been way better than that if it was...
I was trying to defend enemy lines. I was like, no, I knew Rico. I was like, he ain't that good of an actor. I was like, Rico was like
bro,
fired
if
up.
we wanted to set it up, it would have been way better than that. But we didn't set up. Rico had no idea. I was in the room with him.
Rico, real talk. You pushing him in the hall was the biggest moment of Rough and Rowdy. That's not a joke. I'm not saying that. I mean, it was the biggest moment. We got to talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Like I said, I still don't ever want to be in the same room. I think it's beneath me. But yeah, I said it. I tried to avoid it forever. If you're gonna put me in a room, something's gonna happen. So
Can I ask I was wondering this from once that happened, like after all that. This is honestly what I was thinking. I think a lot of people back home would want this answered. Once you saw him face to face, it happened. It's there,
Right.
done. Was there a part of you that wished that you were just fighting him that night?
It would have been a paycheck. He would have got. I don't condone the same company I work with signing the same checks as he did.
Because I was just thinking.
Okay, well, he got the paycheck anyway.
Yeah, okay,
That was my
but
thought
at
was
a
you
certain
already
point,
were
you
there.
can't- Right. He got the one. It's over. But
I'm
it's
gonna
not
be-
going to be at my expense.
I'm going to say it like this, as just an outsider who I paid for the event, just like anybody else did. So as somebody watching, when you pushed him, I said, well, fuck, I don't want to watch Jerry fight. I want to watch Rico fight. I want to watch Rico fight, Jeff. Now, that was the one that people wanted to watch.
Well, that was why my head went to. I was like, I wonder if now Rico just is here, like watching it. It's like, fuck, like I wish I was just fighting
That's
him.
all people want to see is that fight.
Right. Also, I mean,
And you're bigger than him. You
Yeah, I
should
think you
do
would've
it.
smoked
You should make a lot of money for yourself.
Well, that's the other thing I was thinking too. Once you saw the fight, I think most people think you definitely would have won.
Without a doubt.
I respect that.
I think you both know
do
the
it.
reason why it'll never happen.
yeah, I don't believe in that.
No, I
think
get
that's
it. I
I
bullshit.
know that. No.
You think what's bullshit?
No, not that. You're thinking something.
If I'm thinking of
different.
a different one than
No,
that.
I
if
know
don't
what I know what
all
he's
am
thinking.
too.
I
Fair
understand.
I
enough.
am too.
Fair
But
enough.
you could also wear what you're wearing. He wore long sleeves.
It's more like it's.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
know.
I got that. Okay, all right.
I don't know, but
Rico, you'd kill him. You're kind of crazy. No. You're crazy.
That was a good tweet, but he's crazy.
He's for crazy for real.
Everyone
Say a lot
thinks
of money.
he's not.
A lot of
Everything-
money.
Oh, so much money.
And the price just went up, I
Yeah.
think.
So
Price
much money.
Definitely just went up.
Because union guys are like, this guy's nuts.
The union is, again, I said this before. If you, when you go to meet someone, you try and picture how they're going to be.
Yeah.
Every one of, if you think about Jerry's friends, it's exactly it.
There is one person I want to talk about from that whole event, that whole melee. So Rico walks up. He does what he does. Who was the guy behind?
I already knew what you were gonna say.
Who was the guy behind Jeff Nadeau? Was that a friend of his? Was
That's
that a
his
bodyguard?
best-
To my knowledge, that's one of his best friends.
That's one of his best
That's
friends.
the guy who used to do the podcast.
Yeah,
with
because
him.
when I went on, it was literally I did it with Nadeau and that kid.
Boys, I got a couple best friends in my life. I feel like when shit goes down, they're not going to stand there with their hands in their pockets.
Brandon, I felt
never
the
seen
same
anything
way.
like it.
Brandon, I felt
I
the
went
same
out
way.
there to get Rico, and that guy did nothing for Nadeau.
His hands were in his sleeves like this.
He
I was
never moved an
I
inch.
was like, if someone's coming at my guy, this is like bang, like we're on right now.
It was crazy. It was so. Yeah, I also realized he does not want to be involved in any of that because Jerry called him a pussy or something. The guy goes, "What?" That was it.
Catching ricochets.
Before the weigh-ins, Jerry's trainer and fucking Nadeau's boxing friend fought for 45 minutes. Just talking shit about they could beat each other up. The one guy was 230 pounds, the other guy's 150.
All right.
It was a crazy.
So that was 10 minutes. We're going to move on now,
Crazy
Rico. You
time.
good?
Yeah.
We had to talk about it. Can't not talk about it. You pushed a guy on camera. I had to talk about it for 2 years.
Still do.
Still do. There's a picture of it on the wall.
Saw that.
We should put yours on the wall. There should be a wall full of assault.
No.
No? Okay. That's going to be a no from you. All right. So we'll move on now. Rough and Rowdy was
Also,
something else.
Nadu was 4 doors down from Jerry at the hotel. We were going to the fight. They both walked out at the same exact time. Like, what is this?
Well, that's my problem.
That wouldn't have flown.
That's my problem, though. Like, well, not my problem, but because credit for them for going through it. But as soon as the fight was over, they respected each other. They were good. They were good. They were good. They were hating each other for the fight. He actually hates him.
No, Jerry hated him, but I think it's like you said. Once you get in that ring, it's just almost like a mutual. You want to say no, you don't respect him, but like you just do because they got in the fight.
Well, especially like nobody like knocked each other out. Like you threw your best punches at each other.
Yeah.
There's a respect there.
All right, so we're going to move on now. We had Army Navy this week. We got a lot of NFL to talk about.
How the fuck did that game go under?
Yeah.
Because it has for the last
I
20 years in a
know.
row.
I
The way it started.
still
The way
thought
it started.
Priced.
You talking about
too
Army
low.
Navy?
I still thought it was priced too low. They score early.
It's 41-9-1 in the last 51. I don't know why anybody would bet over.
But at what
16
point?
in a
At
row.
what
I
point
bet
does
over,
it?
by the way.
Like
Why? Why would
Because
you
I
ever
wanna
bet
be
over?
35 and a half was too low.
I want to be part of the trivia.
They did adjust
question.
this year. It usually was in that like 38.
It obviously wasn't too
39.
low.
Where can it get to where people will start flipping?
You
back?
need to bet the
29.
under no matter where
I
it
think
is.
30, like 31.
If you put $100 on it since 2001 and just kept putting your winnings on it, you'd be up $1.3 million. I'm just betting one game.
But the
no
thing that people
service.
get.
That's no way. It's one. It's all. Of them.
Service Academy. Throw Air Force in there too. Yeah.
No.
No,
it's
he's
just
saying
that.
Army Navy.
Army
Just
Navy.
Army Navy.
I think
16
it's
$16 unders
16 in a row for Army Navy specifically.
$100, and you do like the next one. You do your winnings. You have to bet your winnings every time on it, like not just $100.
Yeah.
Like,
So for how many years? I guess
16.
that makes sense.
See, but
Yeah.
people don't like. Even you get that quick. You get a quick like first couple scores, but all it takes is one long drive that ends in no points, and you're in business.
Yeah.
You get 1 10-minute stretch of no points, and the under's back.
And you're always going to get that with those.
That's
teams.
you're gonna get it eventually.
So I bet the under, but whatever. I just can't fathom betting over there.
Nah.
I just do it to be a part of the trivia question.
Do you think the trivia question is going to be who bet on?
No, just like when was the first over that hit?
When it finally hit, you want to be like,
I
I
was
was
on
that guy.
on that one.
When is the last time it hit? I know it's 41-9-1.
No, it's 16 in a row for Navy Army.
16 in a row.
16 in a row now.
Yes.
Holy
It's
shit.
05 again.
I just don't know. Like they're eventually going to get it to what 30 and a half, and you could talk yourself into 7.
But people hate betting unders though.
Yeah, but this might have been the highest scoring one you're going to get. It's just it is what it is. NFL.
Those offenses are designed to break a long run. Though.
And they threw the ball
Not
more.
really.
They threw the ball more
They're
this year.
designed to
though.
average 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, there weren't runs up the middle. I mean,
They
they're
threw
trying
the
to
ball
they're
more
trying
this
to
year
do
than I
reverse.
think
No,
they
and they're
ever
trying to
have.
run reverses and they're running at the edges. I mean, it's definitely a little more modern takes on it. I just want to say the atmosphere was unbelievable, though. I mean, I've always thought, hey, that's something I want to go to once in my life. I'm so happy I went. I've never seen an energy in the stadium like that where you have fierce rivals, but it's for the greater good. And, you know, the flyover, the helicopters, the plane, the anthem, Lee Greenwood singing, you know, proud to be an American at half. I mean, just all of it. I can't recommend enough go to that one time. I mean, I had such a great time. It was awesome.
You weren't going to go.
I wasn't going to go. I woke up Saturday morning and I was like, man, it's 60 degrees. I'm 15, 20 minutes from MetLife in Hoboken. If I don't go to this, I'm just being a little bitch. And I went.
Wow, that was a lot.
Little
Yeah.
bitch.
A little bit.
You're giving yourself a little pep talk in the mirror.
No, I was. I mean, I woke.
Fucking go to MetLife, you little pussy.
Yeah,
Go.
but Hoboken, dude, it's like easy to get to MetLife
Nah,
from
it's
Hoboken.
layup,
Easy as
yeah.
hell, yeah.
Yeah,
Very easy.
What'd you Uber there?
yeah, it was only $20 on
Yeah,
game day.
yeah, it's
nothing.
easy peasy. You went 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I was top. I was a very top row for Army Navy, and then me and Billy Football went to Saints Jets yesterday, and I mean, I had 2 really good times in MetLife. Finally, the Saints fans have had an awful 5 weeks, and finally met their match in the New York Jets. It was a lot of fun yesterday. A lot of Saints fans in there yesterday too. A lot more than
The
expected.
Jets fans have to sell their tickets at this point.
Yeah.
There weren't. I mean, it was there weren't a lot of fans there. I mean, it was. I mean, there were probably 30.
Are the Jets getting to that point where I listen, when you draft a rookie quarterback, obviously the Patriots fans are at the point where they're like they're buying in. Mac Jones is just
Full out.
He has already proven to be the guy. Justin Fields, I think, is slowly proving to be the guy for sure. I think,
I think if they get a good coach in there for him,
there's moments where he goes backwards, but mostly he's going forward. Whereas I don't know that Zach Wilson has sold himself to the Jets fans yet at all. It doesn't seem like he's not a good NFL quarterback is what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't think he is at all.
It doesn't look good for the future. Like Trevor Lawrence is struggling, but I think there's enough there that he's going to be fine. But Zach Wilson, I don't see what it is.
And you do have to give him, like, he doesn't have the greatest of weapons.
Right.
But you just see how he's playing. And the way his decision-making is not good. And it's just, like, he just doesn't seem like he has it. And like you said, Trevor Lawrence, you got to give him, like, he really has nothing.
I think he's in a shit show right now.
He's got no,
Their
his coach has got,
disaster.
like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you got to give – if you're going to draft a quarterback, you got to give him at least 2 years, no?
The other thing
at least 2 years, maybe 3 years.
The Jets played better when Michael White and the other guys were in there.
Yeah, no, he did. Well, then Mike White played the next game, and he was
That's
so
true.
bad.
But
Honestly, when Josh Johnson came in that half against the Colts, they were unbelievable.
yeah, they were.
So we're going to talk about the NFL.
This is one of the worst Sundays of
It was
a while.
bad. It was bad. There were also a couple. There were maybe 2, maybe 3 sure gambling wins that flipped at the end. The Browns for sure it flipped, and actually not flipped because there were a couple that gave you life. Like if you bet the Bills, and the Bengals, the Bills and the Bengals came back just to break your heart again.
Yeah,
they both came back from big deficits, both forced overtime, both blew it in overtime.
Football team missing that extra point too.
Brutal.
It
was
actually good that the Bucs went into overtime because I kind of think that was the only way they would have covered.
It is the only way they would have covered.
Yeah,
they would have started
absolutely.
to do that drive to nowhere and run out the clock.
Oh, no, if they'd gotten on the other half of the 50, they would have played for a field goal.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because Buffalo had already punted. So, like, a field
No, I'm talking about
ended the
sorry.
game.
I'm talking about in regulation.
When they got buried on the kickoff.
so
when they squibbed the kickoff and buried him at the 15, so they just kneeled it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
No.
yeah.
Well, Bucks up 3 with
the
about
Bills-
4 or
the
5
Bills-
minutes.
The Bills could have scored a touchdown. They got inside the 10.
Yeah, I know.
We'll talk about all those games, but first I just want to talk about Urban Meyer because I feel like Urban Meyer with the Jags thing. Okay, I feel like we're over-reporting on Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer, and it's not going well. He's not doing great, but we're now finding out every single thing he says to his coaching staff, every single thing he says to his players, and it's being treated as big news. I got news for you. If you found out everything a coach said to his assistants, you would think that coach is an asshole. And you know how many coaches you'd say that about? Every single head coach in America.
But that also, I think, shows you how much they hate him because it's getting leaked. Because these other coaches don't get it leaked at all.
Yeah.
And it's like, that means they fucking hate him. They want him out.
I saw one of the reports today saying that it's so crazy that it's being underreported.
Really?
About how bad it actually is. I saw one from like a pretty credible guy. I saw that today.
But we're finding out everything that's happening there. And we're finding out that, and you see, like, we're now analyzing Urban Meyer's post-game handshakes where there's memes
I
about
did think that was a little, like, that just showed me, like, how down bad he is.
I mean, I
just think, like, I'm not
getting his
expecting
ass kicked.
Well,
I'm not expecting you to like suck the guy's dick, but a guy that coached with you before, like you had a personal relationship with him, at least like hey, good game, like anything. I thought it was a little weird. I get it when shit's just hitting the fan right now. It's a total disaster.
No.
You're getting blown out by everybody.
It would be weird if he sucked his dick. That would be very weird.
Yeah.
That'd be probably the most forward handshake I've ever seen. And I've never seen that at midfield.
We'd be talking
No.
about that.
We would definitely be talking about it. It'd be interesting. Rico, how you holding up? You good?
Good, yeah. I think Marty asked me today who's the best team in the AFC. I get the Pats, but I think the Chiefs are right there.
Okay, hold that thought. So I got the standings in the AFC, the standings in the NFC. All right, in the AFC, you've got 3 teams that are 9-4. That's your best record. You've got the Pats, the Titans, the Chiefs. I personally think the Titans are being written off because of their injuries.
What's the Titans record?
9-4.
I wrote them off.
Yeah, and then you've got the Ravens and the Chargers, both at 8-5, and then there is a cavalcade of teams at 7-6. The Bills, the Browns, the Bengals, the Colts, the Broncos, all 7-6. Then you got the Steelers 6-6 with a tie. You got the Dolphins right there at 6-7. You've got a mess. There's no elite team in the AFC, but you've got a mess. How do you figure out the AFC? Let's start at the top. Which one of these teams you trust the most to win the AFC? The Pats at 9-4, the Titans 9-4, the Chiefs 9-4. It almost certainly has to be the Chiefs.
I would say Chiefs. I'm going with the team that has Patrick Mahomes.
The Chiefs have turned it around.
And their defense, they're not doing it by Matt. He did it yesterday. But they've done it with their defense.
Yep.
Their defense has gotten good, which I don't think anybody saw
Yeah, and
coming.
they stopped turning the ball over in the red zone.
Yeah, stop making mistakes, and now and the Raiders are a dead team walking, but still 48-9 against another NFL team. The Chiefs are big back, but the Patriots are rolling too.
Chiefs are back. I'll still take the Patriots.
With a rookie quarterback?
I'll just ride with them. I'm just going to
That's
ride
one
with
of
them.
those
I
things you
believe in
talk
him.
about
I
all
saw
the
him
time
early.
with Brady. Like, you're going to go against Brady. I know. All right,
It's
I'm saying-
Belichick. It's Belichick
Yeah,
more than
all
it's
right.
Mac Jones.
I mean,
It is still a rookie quarterback.
versus
for
Mahomes.
sure.
Versus Mahomes.
Yeah, it's like if they.
But he's
play-
not asked to do like it's not a.
all right.
I think it's a little different when you're saying like rookie quarterback. You're not asking him to sling it all over the place.
Also, you say Belichick, and that's fine. He's the greatest coach of all time. Andy Reid is not chopped liver.
no,
Andy
not
Reid
at all.
is somebody. If I'm
Not
going
at
if I'm going to war with Belichick,
I know
I
what
wouldn't
you're
mind.
saying.
Chiefs
because
still
you're
never beat
saying-
them
I know
in the
what-
playoffs.
What you're saying is because Mac
Ah.
Jones doesn't have to do much because his defense.
Yeah,
is
because you
so
don't like
good.
they're not. They don't rely on him. Like it's when you say rookie
But-
quarterback, you're not relying on him to throw the ball 50 times.
They might have to rely on him against the Chiefs because of Patrick Mahomes. That's the only thing I'd be scared about because they've gotten figure their offense out.
I like the Pats defense a lot.
Yeah, no, they're disgusting.
I just think the Patriots have put themselves in a spot that if they can just score like 24-30, like they can win pretty much every game, and I think they're very capable of doing that.
Yeah, the only thing is, I look at those two teams, and quarterback is so much more important in January. It's important anytime, but it's so much more important in January than it is any other time of the year.
They say that, but at the end of the day, defense wins championships. That's a phrase for a reason. You say that until all of a sudden they throw up the egg when it matters most in January.
I don't know who the last Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes. Like who are the last 5 or 10 quarterbacks
Bucks
who
made that run playing defense.
Yeah, but they won the Super Bowl because the Chiefs scored 9 points
scored 9 points
in the Super Bowl.
Well, the whole playoff run, they made it. Their defense turned up. Yeah,
Yeah.
But the Chiefs' defense has been good too.
No,
recently.
it has been very good. No, I think they are for me like head and shoulders the two best teams in the AFC. I'm just saying that everyone said the Chiefs. I'm saying I'll stick with the Patriots.
Also, I don't want to throw a wrinkle in here, but the Chargers are coming. The Chargers are coming back.
That's Thursday night's Chargers Chiefs.
And Herbert,
Nice.
all of a sudden, looks like he is developing into exactly the MVP candidate people thought he would be. The Chargers are 8-5, and I think they're coming.
They got the tie. If they win Thursday, they beat the Chiefs in the first one, so they have the tiebreaker if they win Thursday night.
That one throw he had was fucking ridiculous.
Guys, before the half.
65 yards in the air, something like that. It
At
was
least.
Unbelievable. He threw it from I believe the 30,
Like the 35,
the
like opposite,
35
like 35.
to the 3 or something like that. It was crazy. He's great. And then the Bills, who are 7-6, we thought they were Super Bowl contenders. They're going. They might not finish second in their own division. And the Dolphins are 6-7. They're coming hard. And the Bills are 7-6. The Browns are 7-6. Somebody's got to win the AFC North.
Yeah, nobody wants to, it seems like. And then Lamar could be, it looks like he averted a major injury, but that was still a big scare.
I think if the Browns get healthy, I don't know that I want to see them in the playoffs.
I say it all the time. And Mincy hinted on it too. I just wish the Colts had somebody who was a little bit better at quarterback.
Yeah.
Because the way the Colts are built, they're a fucking pesky team in the playoffs.
Pat's Colts Saturday night football this week.
Yeah.
Pat's Colts.
Oh, I love.
Saturdays now.
Yeah, because college is over. I love when they do that shit.
Yep.
It has to work with the calendar though, based off of Christmas, and they don't do it every year. What? It's true.
You love the
I
calendar.
know the sports
I
calendar
know.
without a doubt.
That's my favorite thing.
Well,
about
this
it.
year Christmas is on Saturday, isn't it?
It's always
Yes.
yeah.
it's always
It's
on
not always
Saturdays.
It's always on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's why the NFL does it. Yeah, that's the best.
I love how you're committed to all your bits, even the ones that just completely stink.
That one's my favorite.
That was far and away the dumbest one.
I know. No matter what, he'll
People get
always say.
so
he
mad.
wanted to say it, he couldn't get it out that time.
People get so mad.
But then the one like Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday. Like Jack McCarthy had no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
No clue?
No, had no idea. He's like, oh, what? Really? It's always Thursday?
Moron.
What?
Yeah,
That's why it works.
our little
You
rich,
get
our
people.
little rich boy Jack. And then the NFC, you have the Cardinals playing tonight. Of course, we'll talk about that in a minute. The Cards 10-3. The Cards are 10-2. Excuse me. The Bucks are 10-3. The Packers are 10-3. So there's three that sit at the top.
Did you bet the Packers yesterday?
Did I bet the Packers yesterday? Who did the Packers play?
The Bears Sunday night.
I didn't bet either one of them.
Did anyone bet the Packers? Did
Yep.
you for
I
a
tweeted about
second?
it.
For a second, when he got the onside kick and scored was like, oh fuck.
I was petrified. Yeah,
Because
I knew
I like obviously know you can't advance it, but like in the moment, I was like, oh my god, no! Did they change?
Yeah, I mean, I was basically having like an inner fight with my own brain.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Like I was watching him run it for a touchdown in my head. I was like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Why is he running? Like, why are they chasing him?
I was like, fuck.
But it was it was scary just because like they kicked the field goal and you're already like, we're good, baby. Like, we're good.
Yep.
And then they just get that outside kick. I was like, oh my god.
I always save Sunday Night Football. I don't make the play until like 7:00. And I always save it if I need it, or if I've had a day where I don't want. I just stay away from it. Yesterday was a stay away day. I had a fine day. I was like 4-3, but I was inches from like 8-0 or 7-0, and when it didn't happen, I was like, I don't.
I
want to
had
bet
one
this.
loss yesterday, and I'll be honest, I didn't tweet it. I didn't text TJ or anything, but I saw Big Ev's tweet where it's like, you just die with the Packers no matter what. Don't think about it. I put $300 on the Packers.
Awesome, good.
I saw that. I was like,
because I'm big. Like I try to go the road less traveled with the NFL.
Banging them on Sunday night.
Yeah, but I mean that was a rough ride in the first half.
It was but it's just like if you bet the Bears in that game. I tweeted, I was like, if you bet the Bears tonight and they don't cover and they just get blown out, you're gonna be kicking yourself in bed.
I don't see who bets the Bears in that situation unless they're a Chicago fan.
Yeah,
it was the sharp play. But listen, the sharp plays betting against the Packers like 9 times out of 10, they're 11-2 against the spread.
I thought
if you bet square with them, they just cover spreads.
They're 0-4 now, 1-4 in their last 5 coming out of a bye straight up. They had lost 4 in a row coming out of a bye.
I didn't know that. Good stat.
The Packers were.
So on Pro Football Show, Dan's like, Bears suck. We shouldn't talk about this game. I was like, I'm going to give you a little hope. They're 0-4 straight up coming out of a bye. Bears will be in this game for a little. But then Marty was like, I sniffed it out. Marty's like, well, you really didn't because they still covered. Which goes to show you how bad the Bears are.
You sniffed out half of it.
Exactly. If it was anybody else, I feel like Packers lose the game. No?
I just want to comment. I thought Matt Nagy.
They get a punt return, too, and they still lose by double digits.
Everybody shut the fuck up and let Ben Mitch
I just want to say gutless punt of the year by Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
On fourth and half a yard on your own 37. You're down 38-27. The other team's already scored 38 points, and it's early in the fourth quarter, and it's Aaron Rodgers. You do realize you have to score more points to win the game. And then in the Green Bay gets a 9-minute drive.
I feel like cowardly punts now plague NFL a lot more than they played college. I feel like college has kind of eradicated the cowardly punt as much. I mean, you got guys like Lane Kiffin who go for it too much, and then you got other guys that have come around and will be more aggressive. Like Saban's a lot more aggressive than he used to be. But the NFL still has pussy-ass coaches sometimes.
I mean, I just don't know how you're going to punt there and beat Aaron Rodgers and Lambeau.
Was it last year's playoffs where we had just a rash of pussy coaching? Where it was LaFleur and Green Bay.
The Titans had a really bad one.
The Titans had a really bad one. The one I keep, the LaFleur, the 4th and goal with Rodgers, that was an awful one.
Tomlin had a bad one last year, I think. I think Tomlin had
wasn't last year the year they got smacked by the Browns?
Not in the playoffs, but Tomlin had a bad one at some point. Yeah, but I remember the Titans was really bad.
The Titans, what I remember, was like, especially with Vrabel, I was shocked.
It was like from like their 30, like the Ravens, shocked. Like 30-something. I remember it.
Did you guys think the easiest spread to read yesterday was, and I know I'm not talking in hindsight because I really thought I bet the most on it was the Chiefs. I thought 9.5 for the Raiders because the Raiders are like obviously like they're not.
I bet the Raiders. So
you did?
I didn't.
I just thought and I'll tell you why. I just thought the Chiefs have been going a little bit too well. And 9.5 is a lot of points, and can I see the Raiders having one last stand here and staying with the number? And I convinced myself yes, but it was obvious that's one of those bets. 5 minutes in, toast. Done.
Yeah, and I was just saying because I saw if it was 5.5, Raiders all day, but I saw 9.5, and the Raiders aren't like that bad. Like I played some good games. They played like the Cowboys tight. Like I was like, all right, this has just got to be it.
It's just whenever the line you thought was like a couple points higher.
Too high,
yeah.
I think it was too. I remember Waller being out. I think he's just such a staple of their offense.
Yeah, I agree.
You even saw it in the Dallas game. Like once he went out and Dallas started just coming back, they just couldn't move the ball anymore. And 2, Raiders Republic. I went hammer time.
Yep.
Second I saw Raiders Republic, I was like, this is hammer time, Chiefs.
The easiest one to me is one that barely covered and shouldn't have covered. I thought when I saw the Cowboys go from 4, first of all, it didn't make sense they were favored at all, kind of to me. When they went from 4.5 to 6.5, I'm like, you have to bet the Cowboys in this spot, and I bet them.
I bet them too.
And I bet them $100. I bet $100, and then that was one of those write-off games. They're up 27 to whatever. You write it off, and then it turns out you got lucky to cover. You shouldn't have covered.
Bucks were the same way.
You're still getting blamed.
Ravens covered down 24-3.
I'm dead to it now.
Yeah.
I'm dead to it.
And
I want to tell him because I think he's on the wrong side tonight. I think he's on the cards tonight for a big bet. I think he's on the wrong side.
Yeah, it's a big bet.
It's a super rat line. Super rat.
I mean, the Cardinals embarrassed the Rams the first time around, and now the Rams get a chance to pay that back. I wouldn't want to fuck with that.
Literally the first thing when I came in, me and Dan just started just going back and forth about it. The Rams have beaten nobody. The line makes no sense. But that's kind of why the Rams.
Vegas has a really stout power ranking on the Rams. I mean, they were favored in Lambeau a couple weeks ago.
That was one of my counters. I was like, they were a rat a couple weeks ago and they got smoked.
They're a very sexy, hype team that everyone wants to.
They're the Bills in the NFC, except they haven't fallen apart yet.
But I think since they've lost Robert Woods, their offense has went.
That was
way
going to be my
downhill.
question next. Is the Bills were dead, and they obviously came back against the Bucs.
That was impressive.
Does that kind of give you a glimmer of hope of them being maybe they are a good team and back?
I think they have transitioned from a team that has Super Bowl hopes to just get into the playoffs and then see what happens. And if they get in, I think they can wreck shit.
That's a team I don't want to play in the playoffs.
I think they could fuck shit up in the playoffs. With Josh Allen, with his running, if they get in, and I think they will get in, if they get in, they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah. What is the extra team I think they get in?
If you're the 2 seed, and you play the 7 seed at home, I don't want the 7 seed to be the Bills.
No. Absolutely not.
No.
They do miss Trey White in the secondary a lot.
Yeah,
usually because their pass D's been so good and they got torches.
Right here. So I know the Titans already beat them, but if the Titans are the 2 and the Bills are the 7, the Bills might be favored over the Titans.
Bills win that.
I'm watching it just as that popped up. I had the sportsbook notification on, and you watch the Patriots, that graphic where they move along the AFC, the odds. Patriots are not on the screen until November. They just go like this. Right.
Dude, the Patriots didn't beat anyone beginning of the year. They lost bad games. They weren't that good.
2-4, and they beat the Jets. Yeah.
Their defense was the best in the world. I've never seen anything like it.
My only worry about them is, does that mean they're playing their best football? This streak, when a team streaks like that, does that mean they're getting their best football out of the way?
That's been a Saints October tradition for years, but
the Packers have done that a lot as well.
Yeah, they have.
And the NFC only has 6 winning teams right now. 6 winning teams.
The last wild card spots. Saints are still
the sneaky team that I think you wouldn't want to play in the playoffs in the NFC is the Niners.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So run the ball, defense, pass rush is insane. That is a team you do not want to play late in the year.
Shout out George Kittle. Holy shit.
Weapons are healthy.
Kittle's got 330 yards the last 2 weeks. With
Ayuk, Kittle,
tight end,
Debo, great offensive line, great run game, one of the best defensive lines in all football. That's a team you do not want to play.
You know who I think you might not want to play if they get it right because their defense has corrected? If the Cowboys can figure it out offensively, they're pretty bad offensively right now. They're kind of trash. But Micah Parsons might be the best defensive player in the league soon.
You saw his quick, so the NFL isn't that hard.
What's that? Yeah.
He said
and
that.
And it was so, the way he said it, it wasn't even cocky. It was so innocent.
I don't think it's that hard.
He was I don't know. I just showed up and I'm just the best defensive player in the league.
I think I'd be the best, but
He's I'm just rookie. I have 12
Well,
sacks.
that was one of those.
Game record.
He's one of those. He went into his senior year as a top 5 player in the draft. And then he opted out, and then he fell to, what did they get him, 11, 12, something like that?
But he was the first defensive player, though.
No, 10.
But
10 was...
I think it was
11. Wait, we had 11.
You had 11?
The Giants had 11.
So they were 12. 10 was Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
And then, because it went NFC East, NFC East, NFC East. Yeah, so they sat there and got Michael Parsons. Maybe one of the best defensive players.
He's unbelievable.
Good draft.
He's unbelievable.
The draft right now, it's Lions, Texans, and Jets, Giants.
Eagles.
There's
I told you about that.
No, I know, but still,
you
even
didn't
after
believe
this
it.
week.
Yeah,
there might be 4 teams. There might be 4 teams with
Crazy.
double picks in the top 10.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, the Bears,
the Giants and the Bears were just going L for L.
But that means there's going to be there'll probably be a lot of trades.
Well, that's what we were asking. So Rico asked a question. Do you take both those picks and trade it for a quarterback? And I said no. I think we got offensive line.
Fire Gettleman and start over.
My only problem with that theory
is start over. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
If you could trade those 2 picks for a franchise quarterback, you should do it. But you can't do it. And no, ain't nobody going to give you a franchise guy for that.
No,
not one that's worth it.
Yeah.
No, you get one that's
I don't think.
I think Seattle's in a restart.
Russ?
I don't know if I'd want him.
He's trading 2 first-round picks for a guy who's 11 years in.
My problem, Russ is great. My problem is I just think our team the team around him is still just stinks.
Right, absolutely.
That's
what I said. I was like,
we need the Giants need to rebuild.
You get a quarterback, right? It's just no matter how good he is, he's gonna have no time to throw the ball.
When I watch Daniel Jones, I still don't think he's awful.
No, I don't.
I think the offensive line sucks.
Yeah, but you don't win games with a QB who's not awful.
Is Barkley's deal?
I just think we haven't. I would like to see him, and I'm very because he's a guy who I think if he leaves, I could see him walking into a good situation. I don't know if he'll get the opportunity to go to one, but if he did, when I watch him play, I'm like, wow, if this guy had a good offensive line and some receivers that were healthy, I think he could be really good.
Ben Mintz, hit that.
Guys, work attire has changed. You don't have to wear stuffy, uncomfortable clothes anymore. Traditional business attire is no longer the standard, and that's for the better. Cuts Clothing has reimagined work clothes by elevating the classic T-shirt to something you can wear on any occasion, from a formal business meeting to a casual night out. The signature buttery soft custom-engineered Pika Pro Tribal Tee is a bold new take on a classic design, combining the ultimate blend of high-quality cotton, polyester, and spandex. Your schedule is busy. The holidays are even busier. Cuts collection of polos, bomber jackets, joggers, and more make it easy to decide what to wear year-round. That's one less thing you have to think about. And Cuts has your holiday shopping covered with a ton of new products and special site-exclusive offers every day in December. Plus, get 15% off site-wide at clutsclothing.com/picks. That's CUTSclothing.com/picks to get 15% off plus can't-miss daily deals from Cuts Clothing.
I had to block that guy at church that was calling in.
Yeah, he harassed you too much.
Yeah, he's since we're not taking calls, he now DMs me during the show, and he says I should be on the show. Better than your ass. I'd put up some badass numbers. Like, don't DM me during the show, so I had to block his ass.
Shout out church.
So no, not shout out church.
Shout out church.
I'd put up numbies.
Preach.
Jelly Park.
All right, more on the NFL.
World star.
So we got to get to college football. What did I miss? We're missing something big in the NFL.
We have to get to college football too.
We got a Heisman.
Oregon hire.
We got a Heisman. We got Oregon hire. We got
transfer portal's loaded.
Transfer portal. Quinn Ewers.
We
this
got
is like
college
when Jake
basketball
Marsh is trying to talk about the Georgia Tech box.
We're gonna get to college basketball too.
We knew the Heisman. That was easy.
I got something to say about the Heisman though. I think it's ridiculous. Aiden Hutchinson finished second. And I think it kind of shows there might be a Michigan voting bloc out there that kind of anytime they get a chance to vote for a Michigan guy, they're going to vote for him. Because if you tell me Aiden Hutchinson's second, you better tell me Will Anderson's right behind him in third, because I don't know how you separate them. Aiden Hutchinson and Will Anderson played the same position. Will Anderson had better stats. Aiden Hutchinson probably did it in bigger games, and he was the face of Michigan football. So, fine, you want to give him that? You can't put Aiden Hutchinson second and Will Anderson fifth.
It's a big game award. Did you see the committee?
Will Anderson had some big
games. They look
games.
like a bunch of old guys.
That was going to be my counter. I would never defend a Michigan guy. I saw a few things where his sacks came in obviously he had 3 against Ohio State, but
3 against Penn State, 3
but
against Ohio
also
State.
Big games where Anderson had a lot in some games. I still think he's phenomenal, and I hear you because even though I love him as a Giant now, when Jabril Peppers went, that was a travesty.
That's one of the worst. Yeah,
he was a safety. He didn't have an interception.
Yeah,
he scored a couple touchdowns in Wildcat, and he was a Heisman
just because he played both positions.
Yeah, he just scored a couple touchdowns in Wildcat.
I think what it is Hutchinson. Literally 3 sacks in Ohio State.
That was it. Yeah,
that's it.
He went from
You're exactly right.
30th place to.
My problem is if I'm a voter, I can't separate Will Anderson and Aiden Hutchinson. They need to be together. If I vote Hutchinson 1, then Anderson needs to be 2. I just can't see a world.
Who was 3?
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
And then 4 was C.J. Stroud. 5 was
Anderson.
6 was
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker. I believe
Brees
Kenneth Walker should have been higher. I think he got the short end of the stick because, listen, Ohio State killed him. He only had 6 rushes in that game, but he carried that team in every other game.
That was a funny clip of the Hutchinson and saying about Ohio State with Stroud there. And
Desmond Howard is classless. Not shocking.
What do you mean classless? That's rivalry football.
You're taking
a Heisman night.
Taking a shot at the guys. You're taking a shot at the guy's offensive line. It was a very good offensive line. They had a bad day.
You're going to have that clip now forever, and it's not, he got to go to the Heisman. Everybody who sees him at the dinner after is oh, wow, Desmond Howard.
Well, you put him in a spot where he couldn't, defend himself. He kind of threw that shot, knowing he can't really save it.
He could have defended himself.
He's not he wasn't, mic'd up.
All right, well.
You just threw his brothers under the bus, on national TV.
I kind of like more of that, not less of it. I mean, just, friendly banter.
And Stroud's in a spot where if Stroud fired back, they would have been like, oh, look at this arrogant young asshole. But Desmond Howard gets.
I think you're wrong on that.
If he had said something, like if he had like came at Howard, say if he came at like some dumb shit, like they would have said he's an asshole.
So Quinn Ewers was the highest rated quarterback recruit in the history of 24/7. The modern recruiting rankings, he's higher rated than Trevor Lawrence, higher rated than anybody else. He skipped his senior year at Texas high school, went to Columbus, Ohio, collected $1.4 million, pieced out, and last night recommitted to Texas, who he was committed to before Ohio State. He used y'all like a bunch of bitches.
Wait a second.
I mean,
I've been out on this. He made 1.4 mil.
Yeah, that's why he skipped his senior year because he couldn't get NIL deals in Texas.
I love this guy.
Yeah,
he's smart.
He's got a mullet.
Why couldn't he get NIL deals in Texas?
Texas.
It's
He
the
can't do it in
mullet.
Texas.
All right,
Mullet's
On
right.
the wall with high school seniors or something.
Right, they can't get him in high school in Texas. They can get him in other states, but he was eligible to go ahead and enroll, so he went and enrolled at Ohio State, got his money, and then left and went to where he really wanted to go.
Stupid question. If he just skipped his senior year and committed to Texas originally, wouldn't he be considered a college freshman?
I don't know what the.
Well, no, but he had flipped to Ohio State way before that even became a rule.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
it wasn't like the
Yeah.
NIL damn it. He was like all of a sudden like I'm going to Ohio State. He had
Yeah.
chosen
I mean,
Ohio
though,
State a year and a half before
Like
that.
he got a cumulative like a 1.4 million through
Yeah,
all his deals.
he got a couple
or
deals,
like,
that added up
and
to that, yeah.
1.4 might be low. Like I think right now in Columbus, Ohio, you can see local TV commercials with Quinn Ewers on it.
so he's just
I'll put it this way.
all
I know
over
there's a few car dealerships. Like everybody on the team's driving a Tahoe. They all got Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, well,
Chevrolet.
that was probably a deal. That they probably drove those before the NIL deal.
definitely-
Well, yeah, now it's legal, so we can
Yeah.
now they just put it on their Instagram.
I mean,
That's
the,
crazy, though.
the
Good
best
for him,
collection
man.
of cars in the world over the last 20 years has been Alabama's Players Parking Lot.
Yeah,
Try Ohio State's, brother. They got a fleet.
but also
They all got nice cars. They all park right next to the fucking school. I'd be jealous walking out of class.
good for
I
that
think
guy,
right now the
bro.
country's in a position where you're lucky to just get a car. The way the fucking world's going with these leases.
Yeah, you
they got
can't
the
get a
chips,
car.
can't get them out. I got
It's
all my
tough.
friends. Yeah.
The rental cars are tough
Yeah.
too, man. But yeah,
Shout out Mark and Bay Ridge Chevy.
good for him though, because that's like getting 1.4, and then if he goes to Texas and lights it up, and like Texas kind of back too, be unbelievable.
No. I don't.
What do you mean?
You're right. But here's the thing, because Texas fans immediately last night started tweeting at everybody saying, "Oh, we'll talk about how we got all these recruits. Talk about how we're back now." The last 5 years, Texas's classes have been like number 3, number 7, and you fucking suck so bad you had to fire your coach. Texas is not back because of this guy signed. We'll see. They got a great
But
receiver.
That's why
Xavier
Texas
Worth.
is the best, because they always say that.
They're just back and they never do anything.
That's why I
Love it.
love Texas, because
you love
you're right. You're completely right. They're not back.
Well, the good
but
news
this
is-
guy's going. It's just another reason for those fans.
He's a guy that you can like lead, you can point at and like lead the hype
like
train
we're
with.
back.
The hell with losing as a 31-point home favorite to a Kansas team that hadn't won a road Big 12 game since 2009.
But
That's out the
He's like,
window.
but-
We got to do
Yeah.
it.
best
New Year,
24/7
boys.
recruit of all time.
The good news
Quarterback.
is
He's got a blonde mullet.
the Big 12 is a pretty easy conference to navigate through. It's not like they have to play in the SEC. So I think they'll be a contender in the Big 12.
They're always in the conversation.
Right, always in the Big 12, as long as they stay in the Big 12.
Exactly.
Which they did, right? Wait, they left to go to the SEC?
Do you have a-
Oh, that's a smart decision.
Are there two ads or just
I
one?
thought I was dumb for a second. I'm pretty sure.
morons?
I'm just letting Rico do Rico.
It makes sense, though. Why would you go to that gaunt, whatever, Texas?
Well, that's what
money.
Lincoln Riley said. Lincoln Riley's like, what am I doing here?
I think you want to be in a position as a coach where you can get to the most championships.
Yeah. Lincoln Riley said, took the off ramp, said, I'm
Right.
going to go do it at
And even
USC.
Kelly's going to go get a bag at LSU, but like his best position was Notre Dame.
Have y'all seen the.
Money.
Oh, yeah.
I
He's
did-
rubbing asses with dudes.
not that, but have y'all seen the transfer portal? Keaton Slovis is in it. Bo Nix is in it.
Spencer Rattler.
Bo Nix.
I think Bo Nix is going to Central Florida.
Bo Nix is.
Malzahn,
I think I disagree there.
so?
I think he might come to y'all. Just don't give me. Bo Nix.
I think Bo
Oh,
Nix is
that-
kind of good.
You know, I think he's
I'm just
sneaky
gonna say
okay.
it.
I think Bo Nix
I
is
just
going to
said
be.
that.
I think he's kind of
I
good.
can't believe he's still allowed to play.
No, it's because he was a freshman.
I know it's
Like that was only this year was his only
This
his
was
third
only
year.
his third year.
It was
It
his
seems
third
like
year.
he's been there longer than he has.
He's
yeah.
just got such a good name.
I got a question
Best
for you,
name.
Marty. Have Bo Nix and Felipe Franks ever been seen in the same room together? Are you going to be
Great.
fading Bo Nix
It
next
is
year?
still stunning. Felipe Franks is on an NFL roster.
Yeah, he's
He's
played-
on the Falcons.
He's played
It's
a
fucking,
snap.
it's fucking crazy. Every time I see him, I'm like, this guy has the best agent in the fucking world.
Like Cole McDonald couldn't get a fucking roster spot. What a shame.
Hawaii.
Yeah. What does this world come to?
Jake Hayner put his name in and then
Yeah,
took
he
it
did.
out.
No,
I was
he's not
surprised.
going to
Got
Washington
bullied.
with the coach.
He took it out.
Oh, I thought he was going to
That's kind of
Washington.
obviously initially. I thought, he was just going to go to Washington,
But that was going to be weird. He came from Washington. He transferred to Fresno from Washington, and then
it
going
would be
back.
funny if
would've
he
been-
just came back. They also have some like highly touted young guys too. Who I forget his name. I watched him a little bit this year. I wasn't very impressed by him. I forget his name. He's tall. He's a lefty.
Who you talking? Which team are you talking about?
Washington.
Yeah,
Like they have
yeah.
they have a really highly touted freshman that played this year.
It was another Hewitt, if I remember right.
I think that is his name.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
remember
another
he's
'cause they've
tall.
always
He's
had a
really
bunch
tall,
of-
skinny. He's a lefty.
No,
and
yeah,
I
'cause he was all
not
hyped
super
for-
impressed.
One of
with what
those
I saw.
Hewards. I don't know if it's Damon or Brock was a lefty anyway. I don't remember which
It was
one
Brock.
was lefty.
Brock was lefty.
Brock was lefty, and Damon was righty.
Damon was righty.
Damon.
Damon.
Yes. What else? Quinn Ewers to Texas. Big shakeup in college basketball this week, boys.
Yeah.
College
Ba-
basketball's
so-
mayhem.
So Baylor just lost 4 starters, and they're right back
Doesn't
on top.
matter.
it's
Incredible.
it's seriously like it's the same team as last year.
The Mode
really
guy's
doesn't.
like the best player of the team
Yeah,
now.
it's
He's
unbelievable.
unbelievable.
It's the same team. They made Villanova score 30.
36 points?
Yeah, it's like what?
And then you talk about their run too. Like they won the championship, but they were in 2020. They were a team that got fucked too. They were number 1 as well.
Yeah, they were good. I mean,
So
they're
now
now
we're
number
talk-
1 this.
Yeah,
today.
you know, listen. There's a lot big. They still got to run through that conference. It is what it is. But like you're talking about, and Scott Drew's a fucking unbelievable coach.
Is Baylor doing this with top 5 recruiting classes, or is he just getting guys in there and plugging and turning them into defensive and
It's
offensive
more just
monsters?
systems.
Well,
really.
last year they had all those senior guards. Those guys started from sophomore through senior years.
Right.
All those guards last
Butler,
year.
Teague.
Butler was like, Butler was a
Mitchell.
He wasn't a senior. He was a sophomore or whatever, junior. But like, they just again like they never just have one guy who's like they don't have their Kofi Coburn or like a Paolo. Like
They're like
all
piranhas.
they're
Yeah.
all the same player.
Yeah.
and
ferocious
they just play
defense,
so
too.
well together. And it's like you kind of people forgot about Baylor this year already, and they're gonna be number 1. Purdue is. They read their press clippings way too fast. They were sucking each other's dicks being number 1 for the first time in the world.
Fair.
And they're-
I talked to Jacob a little bit about it. They play the Rutgers game. They don't go home. I think they stay here. They're playing on a Sunday afternoon at the Barclays. It's kind of I write it up to.
But when you're the number 1 team, it's like you don't get excuses.
But
like
isn't
that.
this when college basketball is the best? Like
Yes.
how many teams could you say could win the national title this year? 10 or 12?
Maybe more.
There is no number 1 this year. We're gonna have a lot of number
They're
ones.
good. They're back to being
Ohio
good,
State's
too.
fucking good.
Ohio State's good. Yeah, I think there's 12 to
They're
15
way
really
better than
good
I
teams.
thought. I'm like very impressed when I watched.
Arizona's really good.
Arizona's great.
Arizona's for real.
Kansas is very good.
Like last
Alabama's
year,
very good.
Last year, you pretty much knew it was like Gonzaga and maybe 3 other
It was
teams.
the most anticipated final game of all time.
You're right. It was. I agree, Rico. But
that had fucking.
You can do bits. I can't do bits.
that had clarity.
But I'm going to tell you right
That
now,
had
I can name
backing.
like right now. You need to watch out for Auburn. Auburn is one of the best teams.
Bama Auburn's
in-
going to be awesome this
Yeah,
year.
one of the
True
best
times.
teams in the NCAA. You have them. Seton Hall's really good. Texas, I don't care what you say, is really good. Ohio State, Duke, Kentucky is not that good.
Kentucky's nothing.
That was
that
bad.
is
At
so
their
good.
name.
Kentucky and Texas, and we saw Texas
What about
live.
Arkansas?
Arkansas is not that good.
Arkansas
Oklahoma
struggling
spanked
right
them
now.
on Saturday.
Yeah, we had Tanner Groves on the pod. Oklahoma's good. Kentucky and Texas were in a group of like forgot about it teams.
Yeah.
Play a big marquee game early, lose, win a bunch against a bunch of slaps,
Right.
have another marquee game. I was interested to see what Texas did against Seton Hall. They went 1 for 15 from 3.
Yeah.
And then
But
Kentucky
only lost by 2 or 3.
Right.
whatever. That's what I'm saying. They're still
They're
so
still
good.
figuring
but
it out, right?
UConn's
They're-
good.
yeah.
Like all these conferences have a pretty good like top 5 teams in their conference. So this year's going to be amazing.
SEC is going to be miserable for us.
The SEC's gonna be
You fucking are
unbelievable.
so annoying.
Yeah,
I bet Mississippi State.
and we're better than Colorado State. We know
No,
how
I
to
don't
lose.
think you are.
We know how to lose in basketball.
Colorado State 90-1 to win the whole thing.
Yeah, we were better than Colorado State. We led for 48 minutes.
David
and
Roddy
it was
Roddy
17
They
Payton.
were.
two.
You
Unbelievable
were. I
player.
watched.
It was
they were
trash.
Out of -1.
We
They
know
were-
how to lose.
Yeah, out of crazy fashion.
He's an unbelievable player.
I don't like the way you're wearing your shoes, Marty. Marty, we got our shoes at the same time. Yours are about ready to be put out to pasture.
Yeah, I gotta get new shoes. I'm a guy who wears my shoes every single day.
Just
and
wears
don't
them out.
care. Yeah. What's Dave saying? Who are you speaking for Barstool?
Oh, Dan Dakich.
What's wrong with Dan Dakich?
Did you see what he said about Oates?
No. What did he say about
Well,
it?
did you see what happened at the end of the Houston game?
It's
When Kelvin
Houston with an
Sampson
H.
was pitching the
Yeah,
fit.
he's throwing shit
The
everywhere.
trash, yeah.
So there's a
Kyle
picture.
Houston did pick it up.
Yeah, that guy's
One
got to be
kid,
your
yeah,
some
the
things
player.
guy.
He is a big
Their
some things
best
guy,
player.
but Sampson's acting like an asshole.
Sheed,
Oates
Sheed,
just
their
goes like
best
this
player.
with the picture, and he's like, "Oh, that's a punk move." Like this. It's like, Of all the things you're going to pick on in that game, you're going to pick on that picture? That's so stupid. Then he works with Clay.
I actually
then he
do
works with Clay
agree
Travis.
with that part where Oates. That's funny to me. You won and you just go like this and wait because what's it? Samson's just yelling at the refs
Yeah,
and
like
going.
trash-
Also,
Did
they
he, like, trash
he didn't
locker
double
room?
down. He never said anything like Samson's disgraceful. He just did that. So, like, Oates is handling it classy. Like, all right, yeah, he was mad. You're going to
Not
pick on the
I
picture?
mean, he did that for a reason. I don't say class. Like that's just funny.
Fair.
Like,
of
he knows
all
what
the
he's
things,
doing.
that's
I
the
mean-
most harmless one.
Oates, you're right. You're right. Your major point, but Oates knows where the camera is when the game's over.
1,000%.
He did it against LSU last year when he told him to get the fuck out of the gym.
Yep.
And he knows where the camera
He
is.
talked about Coach K at the right time.
Yeah.
Like he knows what he's
He
doing.
talked about Calipari.
I love
Yeah.
Oates. Like I think that's funny as like a player and shit. I mean, Musselman got thrown out this against Oklahoma. I love that shit. But yeah, Arkansas's got a problem.
They only lost one game, haven't
They
they?
haven't played anybody.
They're not
Like,
built, really.
Oklahoma's
They
the
haven't played
only-
anybody.
should've lost
They're not
to
playing
Cincy, too.
defense. They can't shoot. Struggling right now. But the SEC is murderer's row. Also, Bama plays Baylor January 29th in the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
Baylor
might be the
plays
most-
Memphis tomorrow, and Memphis is one
Hor-
of
they're
the
falling apart.
worst
Yeah,
teams.
they're an AAU
They
team.
lost
I
4 in a
hate
row.
how hyped they were, but like tomorrow's like a time I feel like Memphis might win.
I actually think it can't get any worse for Memphis. I'm betting Alabama, but I see the future. Like I'm so worried that Memphis is so low and it's a buy low on Memphis that they have 2 lottery picks. They eventually have to turn it around. I'm actually terrified for tomorrow. Yeah, I know, Dan. Telling me.
You just had to let him see what he was going to do there. You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right.
You don't think about it for a second.
Oh, always.
Why don't we? Where's Smitty today, by the way?
I don't know. I'm out tomorrow.
He was in Vegas. I know he was in Vegas for that poker guy.
Oh, good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Well,
I'll
that
blow tomorrow.
explains that. You're out tomorrow.
I got an oblo tomorrow. Yeah, I can't get out of it.
You're a full time guy now. How do you have oblos during work week?
Here's the thing. You're entitled to those oblos now. I read the company manual. You can get you. I have like you have. I'm not
Please
abusing
tell
it.
me the word oblos is in fact in the company manual. I want that to be a fact.
It's on the drop down menu.
Oblos?
On Zenefits.
Let's do picks. Let's
I
do
don't
picks.
use- I
By
haven't-
the way, usually we have a race.
Ev, shout out.
Oh,
Ev's killing it.
Ev, props.
Marty's hanging in there a little
He's doing
bit.
well. Yeah, no.
But Big Ev's killing it.
God, 60-39 looks so good.
It does look good. Don't start reading your press clippings though. Keep going.
It was tough. Now our picks guys, he's got the year to dates on him. So now
We're gonna have one guy in positive on the year.
wait, go back up to
You're second with 4 units.
Yeah, but like again, like I said, it's more.
Jesus
it tells you who's
Christ.
consistent. Like yesterday, Baylor was a 3-unit play.
What did you hit, Rico? Well, you were 23 and 30. They're only down 5.
Probably Bama outright. The parlay. Did Duke play?
Mincy's
Gonzaga
still,
in
Mincy's
December?
Still staying strong.
No, that was November.
I'm not last. We're bunched up here this month.
It's never good when you
Yeah,
go.
but
I'm not
watch out.
last. I'm not.
No,
watch
you
out.
said. I said like, I'm not gonna get last this month. That's what I said
Smitty will
to you,
hit
Marty.
13 units tonight, so just watch out for.
We hit
And you
a
know
couple
what?
of-
We shit on Mincy, but Megan's still there too. We
Yeah.
gotta bring her up sometimes as well.
Big Ev, get us started.
You know who did us a favor? Sorry, Ev. Is remember when she said she was gonna be in for football season? Kelly in Vegas probably did us a favor too.
Oh yeah, well,
Those parlays.
no, I don't know. I
Shirley
mean,
bets that though. Like we bet every single
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Like,
and
it's
she
hard to.
Kelly wouldn't be on the show because she didn't want to commit to making 3 picks a day. So
Yeah,
Fair.
she didn't do MLB. She didn't do. Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
Tom-
great. She's great, but
Yeah, we fucking.
we're in the trenches here.
we're
that's
watching
my
tonight. I'm
excuse.
betting like George Washington tonight. Like I don't want to watch that game, but I'm gonna.
And
they
she would be
playing?
killing us, by
I
the way.
gotta look.
Who they playing?
I gotta look.
I
Big Ev,
looked at
get us
that
started.
game. I like
all right. So in the NFL games today, it's such a hard. I got
Radford.
the over right now. With the over locked in, I'll probably end up giving a side later. But right now, the overs all like that line is just scary. Need my 1 p.m. action. We're on Chicago State money line.
No.
Chicago State NIU
No.
over. We're
You
on
can't
both.
do that to
We're
yourself.
on both at 1 o'clock.
Big Ev.
At 1 o'clock.
Marty,
hate
This is me
yourself.
being myself. I don't care about lead, gamble. This is who I am. I bet day basketball.
You do.
Those are the picks.
No, I
That's
do
it.
too. Because I got fucking.
You got NIU?
I got NIU money line because I can't do Chicago State, man. They're so bad, but they got 3 wins this year. I meant NIU. I got Rams plus 2.5. Rams over. George Washington -4. Heat +5. Warriors -4. That's a loser, by the way. I just realized someone's got to be out. No,
Who the Warriors playing?
Pacers.
I think you're fine. I got
Indiana, I'm sure.
I got Suns -3.5, Nuggets -4.5. I got Warriors -4 against the Pacers. I got Cavs -5. I love the Cavs. The Cavs are so fucking good, and when they
scored 80.5.
when they show up, they embarrass teams.
They're 21-5 against the spread. This
Rockets
year.
+11.5.
Crazy.
I got Rams money line. Those are my 6 picks. Ben Mintz.
I just got the Rams +2 in the over tonight. I'm coming back to basketball tomorrow.
Okay, well, we have a 3-pick limit, Ben.
Add the Rams money line then.
All right.
Third
Love it.
pick.
Double up.
Double
Love
up.
it.
I think the rat line thing.
Rico.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get a little bit of value. I'm going to move the Cards to 3.5. I'm on Cleveland State catching the points against Oklahoma State, and I'm on Cards money line. James Conner and DeAndre Hopkins scored touchdowns in a parlay is +700.
I actually like that. If you believe in the Cards, moving them to that 3.5.
I think you start if it's not a bad way to gamble. You eliminate the juice.
It's not good, Rico.
Not good. Definitely
Not
not
good.
good.
Never is.
No, I was going to say, when is it?
When I go home, have nightmares. That's probably the best part of the day.
Just going home, going to sleep.
Eat linguine and clam sauce and then have a nightmare. Good old
How many
fashioned
times do you have that
scare.
in a row?
Today it'll be 3.
3 nights in a row? I love that.
It's just a big ass
It's
bowl.
so good, man.
It's
I love
economical.
spaghetti
Linguine and
white-
clam sauce.
Clam
Clam
sauce.
sauce.
Spaghetti and white clam sauce is one of the best meals.
I've never had it.
Oh, you love
Unbelievable.
it.
And it's better the second day because the juice
It
just
actually
marinates
sounds
in.
worse than it is.
Yeah, it's
It,
great.
it doesn't sound.
It
If,
doesn't sound like
coming
it's
from where we
enticing.
come from, I found a soul food restaurant in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Did you?
Mashed potatoes, gravy, macaroni and cheese, collard greens. I'm talking the whole fucking night. Me and my wife went there for our date night. It cost us like $25.
You meet the
Jesus
owners?
Christ.
No.
See, that's the key. Like when you go down south, like you try to find a pizza shop where the people are from New York and New Jersey.
Yeah.
You got to find you a soul food place where they're from the south.
No, you're right. You're
and
right.
maybe they are. If that's the spot, maybe they are.
He found a New Orleans kitchen guy in
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
There you go. That's how you got to maneuver.
Hamilton and pork. I went yesterday. Barbecue.
All right, I got to
Jersey
pee.
City?
The Yak is up next.
Yak is up.